Hello and welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Great to have you here. It's AliExpress sale time. It's the 11/11 sale. Well, it starts on the 11th of the 11th if you haven't already worked that out. But the beauty of the AliExpress sale is you can get yourself a bargain and you can put the watches that you like in the basket now, and then the price will drop on the 11th and you can buy them at that price and you can see what that lower price is. So it's a great time to get a watch off AliExpress. They've got some real bargains on there. I like an AliExpress watch. I've reviewed plenty of them. Most of them have been superb. I've got some good ones for you today from some well-known names. And also right at the end, I've got something a little bit different from a name I've not seen before, but boy, you will remember those watches by the time you see them. So let's take a look at what we got. Right, so first up, I thought we'd go with an Addiesdive. It's the one that I've used on the thumbnail. Now, there's not a massive range of colours in this particular watch, but I just thought it was a nice simple start off. I think it's a fantastic dial on this watch. We've got a couple of different options with regards to straps and bracelets. Nice steel one there, black silicon NATO and a black NATO as well. £91, obviously I'm talking in pounds, but dollars would be very similar. Down to 81 on the 11th, so you're going to save that. And then you get your £3 off for every £15 you save, so you're going to get another £12 or $12 knocked off that. I think it's going to be a great price. Superb blue, but I'm just reviewing an Addiesdive now. I've just uploaded it to the channel. That'll be out in the next couple of weeks, so make sure you subscribe to see that. And I've been well impressed with it as well. I think this one looks great. The loom on the one I've just reviewed is really good as well. So I just thought this was a really nice, simple start off. It's the Seiko NH35 movement as well. So it's a movement that you're going to know. I did think this was funny. 24 stones. I'm pretty sure that's 24 joules. But sapphire crystal, stainless steel. It's the Addiesdive AD2102. I'll put a link to all these in the description. And I just thought it was a really great price for a cracking looking watch. Quite straightforward. Nice, easy one to start with. So the next watch is actually a watch I've got on the way. It's in the post to me as we speak. I paid slightly more than this already. So at £47, what's that, $50, something like that. And it's going to get a small discount of $44, but of course you're going to get your $3 off for every $15 you spend. And this is the one I've got on order, this black and teal one. Yes, it's a homage to an IWC, I believe. I paid slightly more than this, but I just thought this was really nice. We've got sapphire crystal, 42mm diameter, so quite large, fine for me with an 8-inch wrist. But the reason I went with this one is I really do like the look of this. It's a bit different with that black and teal. I nearly went with the blue and gold, brass, bronze, whichever way you want to call that. And that would be my second choice. But there's a really good choice in this. It's a Pagani. You know you're not going to get let down with the quality on this watch. And it's a cracking price. That was much higher recently, up to 60. And it's dropped over recent weeks. And then you're going to get a small discount on it as well. I think it's a really good looking watch with the chrono on as well. So I've got that one on the way, so look out for the unboxing and the review on that one coming out soon. Next, we're on to a Berny. Done a few Berny watches. I'll put a link up to one in the corner. Previously, had no issues with them. Been great watches. This one is a little different. So this is the Berny tank. You can kind of see where they're coming from with this. I think it's known as the AM136M. Now, this was slightly different. So we've got £75 down to 70 on the 11th. Again, you're still going to get your discount with your coupons as well, so don't forget that. But this one, they do the black, the white dial, and the blue. But then they also do a pack, which is slightly dearer, where you can do all three interchangeable, and it comes with all three bezels. And I thought that was really good. Now, that is slightly dearer. That is obviously $10 more. But I just thought that was slightly different. You don't see that very often. So if you went for one of the kits, you could have all three watches as long as you're happy with the dial colour. You can just change the bezel. I thought it was just a bit different, to be honest. It even comes with all the fittings. As I say, it's a Miyota 8215, 100 metres of water resistance, sapphire coating. As I say, I thought it was really good. And what's the diameter? It's 36mm. So maybe if you've got a slightly slender wrist, this will be fine for you. Might look a little lost on my wrist. However, to be fair, when you get a square watch like this, they tend to be smaller anyway. But I thought that was just a bit different with the three changeable bezels. Again, I'll leave a link in the description. Now we're over to the Steeldive store with this particular one. This is the SD1994L. Yes, it looks like an SKX. We all know where that kind of design comes from. Again, 172 down to 156, but of course you'll get your $12. I think is the maximum you can get off that as well. So that brings it down nicely. I've done a Steeldive before, the SD1973, I think it was. I'll put a link up in the corner if I can remember. This is a GMT, so this is great value. I think the current Seiko GMT start about 350, so you know, half the price. Loom, fantastic. The loom on the SD1973 was superb as well. I remember that in particular was glowing all night, and I really like these. I really particularly like, if I can just bring it up onto here, this sort of burnt orange look. You don't really see that very often, and I just thought it was a bit of a different colour. Sapphire crystal, NH34. So, you know, you've got a Seiko movement in there, which is obviously an homage to a Seiko watch. So read into that what you will. 42mm diameter, great price, Steeldive, brilliant quality as well. Right, now we're going into the top end of the channel's budget, as we are budget watch reviews. We don't go over sort of £250 or maybe $275. This is right on the edge at $280, but it will drop down to $257. So I'm going to, by the time you took your $12 off as well, you're going to be well in there. So this was a bit different. It's not a brand I know. The IXDAQ or IPOSE watch store. I must admit it's not a brand I know, but I have seen it mentioned several times on other channels. I just thought this was an unusual look. Comes with a NATO as well. You'd want it to with that price, I suppose. Now that's with the SW200 movement. If you go with the PT5000, that does drop down to 206, which will go to 189 on the sale. Again, still get your 12 off. Unusual look. I don't know. It's a homage, I'm assuming, but I don't know the watch in particular. I just thought it was a little bit different. We've got sapphire crystal, as I say. Let's just quickly check the specs. Bandwidth 20, yeah, okay. Diameter 40. That's, I don't know what that's meant to be. It's meant to be 40mm, no doubt. 200 meters worth of water resistance. I'm not completely. I don't think it is a Pagani Design IPOSE San Martin. I think somebody's doing some keyword stuff in there a little bit. Limited edition, limited edition, and it's IXDAQ, DAO. Different one, not a brand I know, but looks like a really unusual looking watch. Great price, but you are getting to the edge of what the channel covers. If anybody's had one of these, will you let me know what you thought of it? Drop me a comment in the comments below and let me know what you think. Now, I have featured this watch in one of these videos before, and I have since bought that watch and done a review. That was one of the reasons I just dropped this in, because I thought this watch was fantastic, from Pagani Design. It's the PD1761. It's a PRX homage, as you can see. 68 down to 63, so a small discount, and you'll still get your few dollars off as well. I was really pleased with this watch. I got an 8-inch wrist. I remember it being quite loose when it came, but so that's quite rare with an 8-inch wrist, trust me. And I just thought it was a really well done, executed watch. I've got the blue dial, the panda, and the reverse panda. Quite straightforward, but you know what? It was a really good watch. I'll put a link, as I say, to the review up in the corner. Definitely worth this sort of money if you want that really smart integrated bracelet watch. Back to a Berny, and here we go. So this is the Berny AM135M. A little bit different. I don't know if you can quite work out what that's meant to look like. I'll let you know in just a second. Really nice. We've got several colours in here. It's the colours I do like Berny, because they do seem to be a bit bolder with some of the colours. That lovely red, that really striking green. Blue, it's quite sharp for a blue. They always tend to be slightly duller than that. We then got the burnt yellow and then the black and orange. I'm intrigued to see how long that loom would last. Oh, that loom would last with that orange loom. Not one you see very often in that sort of colour. And it's known as the diver's helmet watch because it's meant to look like a diver's helmet. You can kind of see it. It's a bit industrial. Might be straight up your street. I just thought it was a little bit different. 95 down to 83, so it's already got a good decent discount on the sale. and then you still get your $12 off as well. So, yeah, I think that's a great price for what it is. The movement's the NH35 as well. So it's a Seiko movement in it. What we got, it's a 41mm, lug to lug 48. So it's going to wear quite large, I'd imagine. Yeah, diver's helmet style case. Just that was a bit different. And last but by no means least, it's a new brand to me, but this watch will certainly get people talking about what's on your wrist. So this is the OUMASHI, I think I'm saying that right, Joker series, all based on clown movies. So there's some real good colours in here, which we'll go through. There's no real discount on this at the minute. It's £73. So that's $75, $78. And you're still going to get your $12 discount on that. And they do it in a sterile dial as well. But we'll go through the colours. So black and blue and yellow, that's certainly striking. I think this one is the one that stands out the most with the purple. I just think that's brilliant. I really love the colours on that. If you want a conversation piece, this is probably the one. The hands on that are BGW9, I believe, whereas the others are C3. But then we've also got a red and green. Oh, this one's got a sterile though, I just realised. And then a green and yellow. I just think the colours on those are brilliant. And as I say, a little bit different. Seiko NH35, 40mm, sapphire crystal for £73. If you end up buying one of these, oh, it looks like it's a screw down crown as well. If you end up buying one of these, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. I might get one of these just to be a bit wild. Thanks to everybody who's liked and subscribed. I've got plenty of videos coming out, unboxings and reviews. So make sure you subscribe and please hit the like button. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.